Ooh, you're listening to the Sultans of Slack.
Oh. Do I need to clap for you? Clap.
You giving them the clap?
Yeah, that's it. It's my cousin too, so it's getting weirder. Yeah. That's the most Idaho thing you'll hear all day.
Well, if you did pick it up on one of those festivals out in the Midwest, then it's ramp. Yeah, you could have got it in your Sasquatch outfit that you're dancing
dude,
around.
Honestly, dude, I gotta tell you, that thing needs to be tested. There's probably stuff all over it.
You should eat the mushrooms that grow on that thing.
Bro.
That'd be a trip.
Dude. Next time you guys are out here.
Yeah, bring some of your Sasquatch mushrooms.
You might be the Squatch
mushrooms.
Oh my gosh.
We'll call it microdosing, dude.
Ooh. Squatch dosing.
Squatch dosing. Nice.
I don't know.
We'll come up with something better.
By the time it grows.
Neal, Royal Bliss, and this town, especially. I mean, I know everybody loves you guys, but there's something about Pocatello that loves them some Royal Bliss.
Yeah.
So we saw you guys were coming, and we're like, dude, we gotta lock down an interview.
Yeah.
So we're super stoked you're here, dude.
Thanks for having me, man. And
vintage vinyl and antiques allowed us to come in.
Yeah, we always pop into this place because we always play next door. Yeah. We always come in and mosey around. I've bought a few records in this store.
It's incredible.
The owner's a badass.
He's standing back there.
He just gave me a banquet, so it's like, man.
It's incredible in here, man. We're psyched. This is your stomping grounds, kind of, right?
It's funny. I mean, we're from Salt Lake City, so we're not too far away. And when we started kind of venturing out, there was a radio station in Twin Falls that really launched us called 99.9 The Buzz. And we used to play at this old Wydell Bowl. I don't know if you remember that, but it was like this bowling alley, and the walls were tilted just a little bit. Like the place was coming down. It was gnarly and sketchy as shit playing there, but we just blew up in that market. And then we started to get, people from Pocatello, Idaho Falls, like K-Bear up there, hitting us up, and they started playing our music. And so we're 28 years old now as a band. And these were the first markets that we actually did our first tours in. And we've just been coming back ever since, no matter, where we went in our career, was always made sure to go play those spots that help build us and make us who we are today. We wouldn't be the band that we are without Pocatello, Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, Southern Idaho, Boise. The fans just embraced us from the beginning and have been supporting us ever since. Now we get to watch like kids growing up, like seeing the kids are now 21 and drinking with us. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like,
You're like, I did that. I made you drink.
Yeah, that's weird. That was your inspiration. It's like, I've been waiting to turn 21 to have a shot with you. And I'm like, okay. But I think that's a good thing. I don't know. But it is pretty amazing, like watching the generations of people in this area, especially that have grown up with Royal Bliss and that we've grown up with them too. So it's all the stories and it's friendships and family at this point.
Oh, dude, I love that.
That was like our big question coming in because, we know this area loves them some Royal Bliss and
so many stories.
Hopefully we're taking over Salt Lake on that, but I bet on a per capita we probably beat them. They just got a lot more people.
Yeah, per capita, probably. You might be right.
Yeah.
It's Salt Lake. It's Southern Idaho. It's Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois. Just these different towns, because we were never a band that like blew up, like never had the hit song. We were never with like major labels really doing anything. It was always like the underground radio stations that kind of found us or we found them, and then the different communities of people that just vibe with our music that, they were able to connect with it. The lyrics made sense to them, the energy of the guitars and drums, and so that's kind of how we built our entire careers, not in the big cities, but in the smaller towns like Pocatello and Idaho Falls, and Quincy, Illinois was one of the first cities out there in the Midwest that actually started playing our music and wanted us to come there. And that kind of launched us on the other side of the Mississippi. And it's just we've never been that arena band. We've played a few arenas with some other bands, but I like coming to the small towns and having the stories with people and recognizing people that have been coming to our shows forever. And they have these old pictures and shit like that where it's just like, oh, look at this. This is a picture with my kid. And now this is my kid. And you're looking up at the kid like, whoa, shit. It's so I like that more than.
I can corroborate that too, because when I hit up Vintage Vinyl, it's like, hey, do you guys mind if we come in and do the interview? And he's like, dude, Neal's in here all the time. Come in, it'd be awesome.
We have witnesses. This is not just made up.
Yeah, yeah, all of us kind of mosey in here at a point pretty much every time we come up here and play.
Well, I remember you guys played the ISU Ballroom one time.
Oh, geez.
Dude, that was a wild show. Like the energy. I've been in that ballroom 100 times, and that was the only show that's ever stuck out to me. Was that? And that must have been like 2008, 2009, something like that.
Those are like the shows that are like 20 years ago. It's weird to think about.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. As I sit here and think about all the different festivals and rooms that we played in here, and every show that we play, someone has a story. And usually that ISU Ballroom comes up every time.
It's wild. Are there any that really stick out to you as like, man, if I could just go back and do that again because it was so awesome? Because you mentioned like the underground rock scene.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Is there anything along that line that just plucks a memory cord for you?
The underground scene? Oh God, there's a Zebra Cocktail Lounge. I always had fun in Bozeman, Montana. It was
Dude, shout out to Bozeman.
This weird little, and it's still there. And we always had a good time in there. It wasn't like the craziest shows, but I mean, there's so many little bars around this country that we've crawled into basements. Like where we started was a club called Deviate in Salt Lake City that burned down by now, but we started in the basement of Deviate. And it had the elevator was what it was called. And because like it was this tiny elevator that you have to like get all your gear in, and it would shake and rattle the whole way down. It's like, what is going on? And you drop into this dungeon of a basement. But those shows were so fun because we were young, it was like we were 19 years old. And I remember our first show down there, we had 250 people, like all just screaming wild kids, just like us, just going absolutely insane. And it was addicting, and that was like when we did the White Owl Bowl in Twin Falls and sold like 1,000 tickets. And we were amazed because we had no idea that there was that kind of fan base up here. And walking in, we did an autograph signing at the mall. I tell this story a lot, but the mall, Magic Valley Mall in Twin Falls.
Oh, yeah.
And the radio station's like, hey, we're going to set up a autograph signing at, was it Sam Goody that was in there? And I remember we were walking in. I had a gallon jug of milk that was all vodka. And we're all just walking because we were like partying the night before, and we're all walking through the mall, and there's this huge line of people, and we're just like, what is going on? And I remember being like, hey, what's this line for? And people were like, Royal Bliss is sitting up there. And we all kind of stopped and looked at each other like,
oh my
what? Like, wait, you guys are all for Royal Bliss? This is the band is up there, and that's what this line is for? I'm like, oh shit, I better sober up. And so that was really cool. And we sat there all day just signing autographs, and then did that concert. And that was like one of the first things to kind of give us the hope or that we can do this. This is, if it's connecting here, there's a million other towns around the world that this could possibly connect to. So that was kind of a launch. That's why Idaho has meant a lot to us as well. And then that just happened everywhere we go. Pocatello, Idaho Falls, and then we go back to Utah, and we're able to save up enough to get to the Midwest and start doing the same thing out there. But so many different like clubs. The one in Quincy, Illinois, was called Backwaters. And holy shit, we got in a lot of trouble for that one. But it was like right on the Mississippi, and we packed the place out, and it was such a fun show. And then after the show, we got in a beer fight with the rest of the other bands, like behind stage, where we're just throwing bottles of beer at each other, but like having fun, like not like we were mad at each other.
Not like violent?
It was just like, come on, chuck in beers, and then there was a huge horse trough of beer, and I remember I got behind it and dumped all the beer out towards the other band, and water just went gushing down the green room.
Oh, no.
So we're literally throwing full bottles of beer at each other and breaking everywhere. And I remember waking up the next day, and the owner was so pissed. And I was like, we were just being rock stars.
Yeah.
But we went in. I remember going in, and we swept up everything. We cleaned everything.
Oh,
I was super
that's a good
apologetic.
ending,
I'm like, I'm
dude.
sorry. We're just being jackasses. And then she let us play there again, but it was a funny joke, and we were still in contact She sold it years ago, but it was like,
Yeah.
it ended up being kind of a funny story of us being dipshits. But those kind of venues where it was just debauchery, where we just get drunk, play rock and roll, and party with all the people that were there. And there's so many of those places around the country. Like 28 years, it's hard to even think of one or two that pop out because there was so many.
Dude, I haven't had a job for that long.
Yeah.
Long time having.
Job, you know? We kind of been asking this question a lot because of the way rock's been lately, but how has that been treating you guys? The reemergence of just, it's like kids are listening to rock and roll again.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you kind of know it's the whole music thing is a cycle, and you know people say that forever. And so it's fun to see the kids getting into it. Like my boys are all about metal and rock, and I mean they're vast music. Like it's from the Grateful Dead to Megadeth to Gojira, and I mean it's just, and it's cool to watch them be excited about it. And the different kids wearing the old rock shirts and wanting to go to those shows, and a bunch of these young bands actually playing their instruments and shredding and learning. And I think the School of Rock program around the country is one of the causes of that, because my kids are in the School of Rock, and there's like 5 or 6 in the Houston area, and it's these young kids, and they just learn rock songs and metal songs.
Dude,
and they
that's
take
awesome.
lessons to actually learn, and all of them are like, one will play guitar, and then that same person will get on the drums, and then get on the bass, and then play keys, and then sing. So they're alternating instruments at the same time. It's like, it's a cool program that I really feel is helping the resurgence of rock and roll. And so I think we're gonna see a lot more in the future, and music that's just real.
Yeah.
And I think rock and roll kind of lost the realness for a little while there. It got very compressed, is the way I kind of say it, where everything just sounded the same. There wasn't a lot of emotion coming out of it. And now there's a lot of rock bands that are singing with a cause. There's a meaning behind it, and some pain and emotion, and also the stuff that's coming out that's like, hey, we're having a good damn time. We know how to party still. And so I like that. Rock and roll to me was all about telling a story of where you were and being honest in the music. And also, it was good time music. It was like you loved to go listen. And when you walked out of a rock show, your ears were ringing and your heart was like, it was a new level. Like you had a new lease on life the next day. And and that's the way it needs to be again. Because sometimes it was like, for a little while there, I felt like it was just a wall of noise coming at people. And you didn't leave with that, like, that was amazing. Like you didn't leave like singing a song or a song that moved you in a different way. And so it's like, man, I'm gonna go. How PC is this podcast?
You're good.
Yeah, be like, I'm gonna go fuck my girlfriend right now. Like, so I'm gonna put this music on and like, that kind of feeling where, and the girl thinking the same thing. Like, we need to go have sex to this song, and things like that where it's like, that's rock and roll is sexy. It's. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens over the next 10 years.
I like the idea of it being, feels like it's becoming less gimmicky again, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, not that, dude, some people can be like, I don't know if I should say that out loud, but some people can be gimmicky on stage and it works as long as it connects with people. Yeah. But man, I feel like what connects with people the most is just like, if you can do it if you can listen to it in a casual setting or in a setting when you're alone, or whatever it is, type of a deal. Like, I feel like rock's heading in that direction again.
Yeah, where original is cool again, where it's like just being you and not trying to be something you're not.
Yep.
Because I think kids especially kind of notice that shit. We're like, oh, this is all bullshit. Because the gimmicks it was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And mediocre music would get a lot of airtime because of the gimmick more than what the music was.
Yep.
And so it's one of those things of, I think realness is going to come back, and people are worried about AI and everything else. Like, it's easy to type in a few prompts into a computer and, boom, there you go. You got a song completely produced and ready to go, lyrics, and it's like, sounds pretty good. And a lot of kids are using that on stage, and all the backing tracks that are happening in rock and roll music, where if you're behind stage, you see 24 tracks in a Pro Tools rig pushing out so much of the sound.
Right.
And it's like, I think they're coming back where it's not that, where it's a tube amplifier, and those kind of amps are coming back, and finding a tone for your guitar, and different guitars that get the tone that they want, and the drummer being good and being able to actually play the beat without You know, like just all that.
This is a drummer right here, so that's how we know.
Yeah.
Not a good one, but I can understand something.
It's crazy that learning to play music is going to be the new cool, but that's what I believe. It's like, because it'll sound different than all the things that are out there that are compressed bullshit. Where
Well, it allows you to do what you get, like what I just watched. You guys are doing a sound check, but to go out and actually play it in front of people.
yeah. And to be able to play an acoustic set.
Acoustic
You know?
set,
It's
yeah,
like
tonight.
a lot of bands, and when we were touring, it drove me nuts. Like, that's when we went into kind of Nashville world a little bit and did a little bit more country, because those dudes actually play and sing. And I got so sick of opening for bands or going on after bands, even, that it was all Pro Tools racks.
Yep.
And the singer's not really singing. And I'd be like, hey, you guys want to go do, we're doing radio. You guys want to go do a radio interview? And they're like, well, we can't play because we won't have our pods or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just use our acoustic guitars. Oh, no, it doesn't sound the same, doesn't work. And I'd always just be so disgusted where it's like, you can't figure out how to play an acoustic set like live for anybody?
Anywhere?
I'm just like, you need all the tools you can get nowadays. It's like, and that's why I always tell the bands coming up, learn how to play acoustic and have it sound good. And if you can do that, then, you know, I mean, all the rock and roll, everything live should be easy. But there's so many bands that can't do that. They can't just set in there with two acoustics or one acoustic and a cajon or a djembe and make it sound cool.
Play music, huh?
Yeah,
It's like rock and roll's getting its soul back, and we love it.
I hope.
Tim always has the little clips.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
rock and roll's getting its soul back.
Put that on TikTok.
Rock and roll's getting its soul back. It's coming. I hope I'm still alive to see it, but
Me too.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I tell my kids too, I'm like, you just keep doing what you're doing. My kids shred. It's like they all play 3 different instruments and they practice all day long.
It's awesome.
And it's awesome to hear, and they appreciate the music. They have a huge vinyl collection, and they're just listening to music all the time, and I mean, they're way more knowledgeable and way more talented than I will ever be. But I see that, and in their friend group too, where it's cool. You know, and I went to Billy Strings the other day, and I know this isn't in the rock world, but all you had to do is switch his guitar and a few other things to electric guitar, and it would blow your mind. I mean, they blew my mind. It was just 5 dudes up there, no drums, no percussion, just a mandolin, banjo, upright bass, his guitar, and violin. And I was like, I'm gonna get sick of this sound, and I wasn't sick of it. It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. And musically, they took you on a journey. The songs were good. I was like, it blew my mind. And my kids were all about it. But my kids love metal. So they hear him sit there and shred on an acoustic guitar and use the different pedals that make his guitar sound like an electric guitar. And they're like, how is he getting a better tone out of this acoustic guitar than my freaking electric guitar with all my pedals? And so for them to be inspired by that, I'm like, hell yeah, man. It's as long as it's real and played by talented people that are playing because they have to do it or else their souls will melt. And that's the best ones out there. That's what's tough though. It's like the kids that are like that, nowadays, it's really hard to get noticed, and you need money, and you need to sell your soul with somebody else, and you need those connections, and so most likely we will not hear some of the best musicians to ever play because they didn't have the means.
But what's your kids' band called?
They're just in the School of Rock right now. They haven't formed their own
They don't have
band
one
yet.
yet?
No.
Okay.
Is the School of Rock something that formed? Is it like the movie?
Yeah, just like the movie. So it's all kids. Like I think they start at 7 to 18, and they have a bunch of different shows. So they do. Right now they're doing like Southern rock, and then they have like a David Bowie one. They'll do metal. They'll do prog rock.
Dude,
and
that's
all these
cool.
kids, and then they have a house band that is like will go out and play festivals and stuff. That it's all these kids that are just
That's awesome.
shredding. I'll have to show you videos of my kids playing. They did Freebird, and they love playing Freebird.
That would be
Because they just want to keep just soloing for 20 minutes. Yeah.
I want them to too.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
it's pretty amazing to watch.
Dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. That sounds
yeah.
cool.
They were doing Avenged Sevenfold. They did was it Bad City or whatever?
Bad Country?
Bad Country.
Whoa, dude,
Yeah,
that's
I show you a video. My son's soloing Bad Country.
no way,
Oh, yeah.
dude. That
He's
Bad Country
14.
solo's wild.
It is wild. I remember when he said he was going to do it. bad city, bad country.
No, City of Evil was the record though. So you're,
So I was
you're on the
confused.
yeah, you're there. Yeah.
But I remember him being like, "Oh, I was gonna give it to Riley," but then I took it. I'm like, "That's not an easy solo, son.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably gonna screw that up." And then he got up there and did it. In my mouth, I'm just like, "Holy shit!" Like,
You're like, you can.
yeah, I was like,
Dude, that's
"That's
insane.
okay, man. That was impressive."
That's when you're like, I must be a badass.
I'm the greatest dad ever. we did okay.
We did all right. They can play backcountry. We can do it.
It is, yeah, it's definitely proud father moments of like, damn, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know, they don't play sports or anything, but man, they can shred a guitar. And my oldest he's great at the guitar and the drums. Man, he's good on the drums. And it just makes it look easy. Just.
That's when you know they're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I played with a kid like that when I was younger, and he was like really good as a kid. And he's like not even trying.
Yeah. Makes it look
ridiculous
lazy.
sounding.
Just
Yeah.
chewing gum and like, bored. Like, you bastard.
Yeah.
But neither one of them are singing yet. So I'm like, hey, I got that on you.
Yeah. Losers.
Yeah.
You got that.
Yeah.
Like, I got that on you.
I mean, you're like I already said, you're doing a sound check, but you're like, it's like opera over there. Like, God damn.
Oh, with that song, yeah.
Not even holding back.
Dreamer.
Yeah.
I got to see. I got to make sure it works. I got like a diesel voice, so it's like I got to warm up, get the glow plugs going.
A diesel voice.
It's like it used to be whiskey to get it going. Now I'm like, oh,
Once it's warm,
I need naps.
raw
that's
power
incredible.
once she's warmed up, though.
Yeah, gonna warm it up for hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Get it warmed up for an hour.
Possible new music. I know you guys put out an album. Mm-hmm. What, 2022, right? Is that
Yeah, that was the Royal Bliss record. No, it was Survival.
Survival?
So we did Survival, and then now we're working on a new album. We just released a new song off of it called By My Side, which is doing great. We didn't plan on it doing great, and we didn't even put like money to radio, and radio's spinning the shit out of it, and the music video got
Oh, good. Sweet.
great response. I mean, it was up to 300,000 views in the first 10 days, and
I love that.
so it was like, cool. You never know what's going to connect or attach to people. And so we have a record that we're working on right now. It's not finished, but that's going to be like the first release from it. And then we have a couple other projects we're doing that are kind of interlapping. So we have cover songs. So we're coming out with the cover of Sabotage we did 10 years ago.
Like Beastie Boys?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So, I remember hearing it. I'm like, damn, this is cool. But I'm like, I don't know if I can sing it like this still. Because I'm just screaming the whole time. It's like, holy shit. But yeah, I've been pulling it off. I have no idea how. But
You gonna have any kid appearances on your new record?
no, I want. There's a show we're doing in Houston. I might try to get my boys to come up and play a few songs.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What shows do you look forward to seeing? Oh, sorry.
I said again because I was talking all.
Oh, sorry. What shows do you look forward to seeing?
In the near future.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
what
Billy
do you
Strings
dream about?
actually was pretty crazy. It blew my mind. It was what my son wanted to go to for his birthday, and I was like, it blew my mind. I would totally go see that show again. But I don't know. I want to go see Creed. Dude. Creed is on my list,
I love it, dude.
and it's like I've never seen them, and I liked Creed. I want to see Limp Bizkit, so that old, because they're going out on tour.
Yeah.
They're doing a big show in Chicago area with like Creed and Limp Bizkit and all those bands.
Dude, we just saw Limp Bizkit. I noticed this T-shirt. It's the Aftershock T-shirt. And we went and saw Limp Bizkit up at Aftershock like 2 years ago, was it, Andy?
Yeah. Did you see the videos when Fred Durst was dressed up like a cowboy?
Oh yeah.
That was one, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah, see, I heard the shows are amazing. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see that again, and that's my childhood as well. But yeah, I don't know. They're on the list. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really have I've been singing and been to so many concerts in my life.
No, yeah.
That it's like next year, I don't even know what I want to see. That would be one, but I don't. I'm already playing the weekend that Creed and Limp Bizkit are playing in Chicago, which I hit them up to be like, I see there's a to be announced. It would be awesome if you could get us on there because McHenry Fest. That's another one. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who else. Oh, Pussifer would be cool. I want to see Pussifer.
Yeah.
But-
This is the Mary Blissmas tour, right?
Yeah.
This little.
Well, just these couple shows. We're playing tonight, and then Ogden, and then we don't do anything in January. We have a couple acoustic sets of just Taylor and I out in Chicago, and then we fly with a radio station to Hualtuco, Mexico for a week.
Oh,
Dude,
And we
that's cool.
Play a couple shows down there, and
Do you play in Spanish or you just?
no, but I want to learn.
That'd be sweet,
I think
dude.
our song "Crazy" in Spanish would be amazing,
Dude.
And I keep being like, I need to just follow through with this and have someone write it and help me learn how to sing this in Spanish. It would be huge.
Yeah.
But we do La Bamba, and and we did "Live in the Vida Loca" once
No
down there.
way.
Oh yeah.
How was that received?
They loved it.
Did they
Because
really?
we're singing at a pool. We're playing at a pool.
Oh, dude, that's
It was
awesome.
like, because we go down with this radio station and they air every morning.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll do one or two shows, one usually beach show and one pool show. And so yeah, it gets silly because it's people from Wisconsin and Illinois, and they drink from 7 in the morning until midnight every day. So it's like everybody's just hammered. It's an all-inclusive resort. I wore my Borat mankini because I lost a bet.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was not something anybody wanted to see.
Oh man.
And
I
then-
don't know. I'm kind of curious now. I
Oh,
kinda want-
there's pictures out there.
Oh no.
There's definitely pictures out there.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, so we'll do that. We got our Windover show that we do every year.
Oh, dude, we need to go do that.
That one's amazing.
Yeah,
was-
I just had a
was fun
recent
over there.
first trip to Windover with Andy, and it was awesome.
Who'd you go see?
We just went and golfed.
Oh, nice.
The
Yeah.
wind, it was windy and cold.
Yeah, the windy golf. Yeah.
The Peppermill Concert Hall is an awesome venue, man. They get some cool shows in there too.
Really?
It's like an 1,100 seat room, and every seat's a good seat. It's a good stage, huge video wall, and then it's just you just pour out into the streets of Windover and party all night with all the people that were at the concert. So it's
Dude, when's
it's
that
like a mini festival. We do that's February 6th. It's the Super Bowl weekend, that Friday night. We do it every.
Super Bowl.
And then you could bet
Yeah.
on the Seahawks winning.
Oh yeah. I don't know about that. It's pretty. I mean, I'd make her some money because the odds aren't great.
I don't know, man.
No, after that game the other night,
After we beat the Rams last night, that
Dude.
was pretty big.
Seahawks are flying.
I mean,
high,
going
dude.
for a 2-point conversion at the
and
end
then
of the
the
game to
doink off the
win.
helmet.
Yeah, to get that too.
Dude,
Like, oh man.
Oh, that's insane.
It just went.
The doink
Well,
off the
because
helmet.
his pass went. It was a reverse pass, so it went just far enough back and hit his helmet. Then it was a lateral instead of a forward
The
pass.
Rams player jumped it. That defender had made a sweet play.
Yeah.
But it hit the Rams player in the helmet when he threw it backwards, and it went into the end zone.
And
And,
the-
then the Seahawk player picked it up in the end zone, and they got the 2
So
points.
they called it.
And
They
it
called
counts.
it
I guess it has to
incomplete
It was
pass.
backwards.
Oh, they called it incomplete.
Yeah, and then they went back and reviewed it, and because the Seattle Seahawks guy just kind of walked up and nonchalantly picked it up in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
And so then they went back and called it. It was just like,
When they were getting ready for kickoff, and they're like, "Oh, actually, that 2-point counted."
yeah, it may have been a 2-point, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
which was awesome.
Yeah, good for you.
We were
guys.
actually shooting a music video last night that was based on watching football. We were supposed to be watching the Raiders. It was for a friend of ours that passed away. That we wrote a theme, like a song for him that's coming out in January. And we were shooting the music video, and that game was on while the guy's filming and everything, and like it was perfect timing when it was just like, they got the 2-point conversion. What the hell? I can't believe they went for it.
You didn't have to
I mean, he didn't have to act at all. He's just like, that was amazing. You guys acted great. I'm like, no, Seattle.
You're like,
Because
"Oh,
my
what's really
family's
going on?"
from Seattle, so I'm a Seahawks fan. So it was.
Well, you
Right.
get a pass then. You can be a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Who are you?
Well,
Dude,
yeah, we don't
we're-
talk
we
about
don't
that.
talk about it. You can guess.
We're both
but
Raiders?
no,
no.
not that bad.
Not that bad. Minnesota?
We're both Cowboys fans.
Huge.
Oh.
I know.
I know.
Huge Cowboys fans. So
Yeah. I live
And I don't
in
know why.
Houston, so it's like
yeah, you're in that country
I like
too. a little
Texans,
bit. Yeah.
but I've never liked the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Cowboys is one of those things where they play every Thanksgiving, and if the Cowboys won at Thanksgiving, my dad was in a shit mood the rest of the day. So it scarred us from a young age.
Yeah.
Like if the Cowboys won, he'd just be sitting there eating his turkeys. Oh God, bro, hate that son of a oh, these bad. Then if they lost, it was just like, oh, you guys want some pie? So it was. I grew to dislike the Cowboys.
It was passed down.
Yeah.
It was passed down.
Is your family from Dallas area?
No,
Or
it's
Texas?
well, like this corner of Idaho, we don't have any sport teams really near us, and so the NFL like fandom here is really diverse because you just kind of have to choose a team.
A lot of Green Bay fans.
A lot of Green Bay fans
Interesting.
around.
Bronco fans.
Broncos, Dolphins fans. There's a lot-
Dolphins.
I know lots of Dolphins fans too. Yeah, and so there's just like a weird
Rough.
mix.
That's rough being a Dolphin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you, brother.
My grandma was a Cowboys fan, and I think and then my dad. and
They
then-
passed down
For no reason.
That's why my
Yeah.
kid's a Seahawks fan. He's all about it. Just
probably
picked him
better.
up a jersey for Jackson Smith and Jigba for Christmas. That's what he wanted. so
That's awesome.
like, it's fun watching. And I'm St. Louis Cardinals baseball. So I was born in St. Louis.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
Cardinals baseball, Blues hockey, Jazz. Jazz basketball.
Jazz fan. He's not.
No, I'm not a Jazz fan. Sorry. I'm
I
a hater.
support the Jazz. I'm not like a fan. I don't think I own anything that says the Jazz.
Yeah.
But
You're probably pretty close to my age, so we had like Stockton to Malone days.
that was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I think
Stockton
back
Malone,
then
I
I
enjoyed
was
that.
into the Jazz. Back then,
Well, all of us were, because
Yeah.
everybody like, yeah, we got a good team. We're going to win.
never.
I was
then there was
outside the Delta Center
A Michael Jordan guy.
when they lost that game.
Oh,
We didn't
that was such a heartbreaker.
watch it like outside on they had that screen set up. That was a heartbreaker.
That was a heartbreaker. Damn Michael Jordan.
Did you watch The Last Dance?
Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch that.
it. It's mind blowing though.
I heard it's awesome.
But it's like you start to remember what a cultural phenomenon he was.
Oh, yeah.
Like global. You know what I mean?
And now I understand why people hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because I had that same
About Jordan.
about Jordan and the Bulls at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Just being a Jazz fan, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Grr, Emmett Smith. Those guys.
I just
Troy
met
Aikman.
Emmitt Smith not that long ago.
How was he?
He's nice, dude. We were at a golf thing, and I walked up to him. I said, "Hey, dude." I said, "Hey, Emmett, how are you, man? Nice to see you." And he was like, "Hey, how are you?" And then I just said, "Go Cowboys." And you know how he talks. He's like, "Go Cowboys." And then just walked off. And I
He
was
didn't
like,
ask you for a dance? He didn't want
No,
you
I
to-
thought about it. It's awesome.
Well, since it's the Blissmas, I had a question in mind. And that was favorite. You have a favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, dude.
Elf.
Can't get the Elf. Dude, Elf is a classic.
Elf is our family's go-to. And then we'll watch White Christmas on Christmas Eve.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's like a musical, classic musical.
Oh, like it's
okay.
Old school, but Elf is number one for us.
Elf.
And we'll watch, Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation and
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
oh, that's a classic one.
Yeah.
I wish there was a better new one.
Elf's really the only good new one, but that's not
Yeah.
that new anymore.
No, it's not as old.
Yeah.
I like the one with what's his bucket that he's the badass Viking Santa.
Oh, just barely?
Yeah,
With
just
Kurt
kinda-
Russell?
No.
Oh.
The dude from Stranger Things, and he's like
Oh.
Santa Claus, but he's a badass, and he's stabbing people in the eye with his candy cane, and
The guy that plays Hopper on
Yeah,
Stranger
Hopper,
Things.
yeah.
I don't remember what
but
that one's
I
called.
can't remember what it's called either.
Have you been watching
But it's
Stranger
pretty funny.
Things?
No,
Are you
I
caught
haven't-
up on it?
I'm not. I downloaded them all for the plane yesterday, but then
Okay.
my phone died.
No spoilers. Then.
Yeah, don't spoil.
We can't talk about it. 'cause
Don't spoil it.
It's mind blowing. Yeah.
Good.
It's good though.
It's good.
It's good.
Oh, bah, what to bah. I got drunk and wrestled Kid Rock in the back of my friend's house. So my buddy's good friends with him in Michigan. He owns a killer bar or live music venue called the Machine Shop. And so he was having a party. Every time we play there, we have a party at his house. We go take his boat out, and then Bob's good friends with him. And then Bob showed up, and it was funny. Because I was already hammered, and then Bob kind of walks in like, "What's up? I'm Kid Rock, bitches," and he goes to me. He's like, "Hey, go get me a Captain of Coke, or whiskey and Coke, whatever it was." And I go get your own Captain of Coke.
Oh, no.
And he's like, "We're gonna be all right." Cool, man. And we went back to drinking, and then we ended up hanging out. And my buddy had an indoor pool, and so me and Bob, everybody else was like passed out, and me and Bob were jumping off the diving board, and we were throwing volleyballs at each other, trying to do tricks, like 12-year-old boys. Like, I'm gonna do a backflip. I'm gonna do a backflip, and you throw it at this time, and I'm gonna catch it in midair, but throw it at the right time, and I'm gonna catch it. We did that forever, and then he got out, and then we started wrestling. And his bodyguard's like standing over the top, like, you're a little too tight, loosen up, loosen up. I woke up the next day with like all these Kid Rock chicken scratches all over my body, and I'm like, that was.
Dude, I'm trying to picture what Kid Rock's bodyguard looks like.
He's a big dude, but not like massive. He's just a big dude. Guy I was listening to, obviously.
That's funny. I love that everybody was passed out too.
Yeah, everybody else. And then a couple of my sound guy was like a huge Kid Rock fan, and woke up the next day. I'm like, man, look at these scratches from Kid Rock, whatever. I'm like, they're like, no, he came. Him and Neal were fucking around until 5 o'clock in the morning. He was so sad. He was just like,
no.
oh, man, I can't believe Bob was here and I didn't get to meet him.
Oh, no.
Like, here, you can lick the scratch. It's his fingernail.
Oh, whoa.
There you
Lick
go.
the Scratch is a pretty
only
cool song,
one's
dude.
close to my nipples. Lick the scratch.
Dude, that's a baller song name.
Lick
Dude.
the scratch.
By Royal Bliss.
Hey, that might be on the next album. Let's see what happens.
Let's have AI
I'll
write
have to
it.
give you guys royalties now.
No, you can
Have AI write it. Boom. It's done.
Matter of fact, we're gonna go release it real fast.
Yeah, before shit
Before the
happened
show's
again.
even over, dude. Before your show tonight's
It's already
over.
out.
Yeah.
Scratch by Sultans of Slack, their debut single.
Yeah.
Well, by the time anybody sees this, it's show's already over. And the legends. I mean, it's going to be an epic evening.
It better be in the newspaper.
It's going to be in the newspaper of how just amazing this night was. People are enlightened. It was like, oh,
Pocatello finally did it.
so many babies being made tonight.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
we
so
better
many
keep track of
babies.
that. What's the date
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
December
Be
19th.
like, yeah, you better look. Like hospitals, plan ahead. Make sure that you have enough staff
The Royal
9
Bliss
months
bubble
from
thing.
tonight.
So August 20th is going to be a big day.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up
Be
next year.
huge.
9 months.
9 months from now, August 20th.
Yeah. Lots of babies named
We're gonna be
Neal
at the hospital.
and Bliss.
Just like this.
Little baby Bliss.
Neal and Bliss.
Neal and
Bliss is a cool name.
Yeah, Bliss is a great name.
Bliss is a great name.
Beautiful name. Sounds royal.
I copyrighted it, so you gotta send me a little check. You name your kid that.
Hey, well, how about when that Royal song came out by Lorde? How did you feel like she was encroaching on your stuff?
Yeah. It's like duh.
Yeah, duh.
Just like, man, like everybody takes Royal belongs to us.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody's having a blissful day, it's like,
You're welcome.
you're welcome. I want some credit for that shit.
Big.
I'll
And
get
if you
some
come out
ransom.
with Lick the Scratch, I'm hunting you down.
Dude, Lick the Scratch is so awesome, dude.
Gotta lick the scratch.
Oh,
He got the deep voice.
Boom, shit.
I'm sure he has range, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Lick my scratch.
Oh, dude, that made me feel uncomfortable, but in a good way.
What do they call those? What do they call those where the people do the stuff on the mic? ASMR.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
We should do an ASMR video.
About
Not
some-
for me.
About scratch licking.
Just for
How do you
everybody.
like that? Tickle, tickle, bitch. That's
you do
that's
any-
another song.
You ever done any
Tickle,
voice
tickle,
acting?
bitch. Ugh. Yeah, I have in the past. I did a few video games in the early days of Xbox and PlayStation.
What?
And
What
then,
games?
oh man, Circus Maximus was one of them.
Okay.
This is way old.
Yeah.
Circus
He's a gamer.
Maximus.
He's gonna get excited.
And one was like a racing game. I can't even think of that one. Circus Maximus, that was a couple of different voices because you're a charity. You raced chariots
Yeah.
to kill everybody. And so like if you ever find that game, which is really hard to find because I think it was on like Gen 1.
OG Xbox.
Yeah, OG Xbox, then you would recognize some of the voices on there. And I did a bunch of songs for a lot of games like that. And I was a Mountain Dew voice for the Dew tours. Yeah, I've done a lot of different things like
I
that.
remember
I
the
would love
Dew
to get
tour.
back into it, but now like that's another thing AI is kind of crushing is the whole like yeah.
Official guy.
Yeah, ruining it for all of us. That was my retirement plan. It was like to be like, one man, one victory. One band
Oh, dude,
still
like
playing in tiny bars in Pocatello, Idaho.
That his retirement plan is kicking in right now.
Boom. Hey, call me. I'd do that for you. Be your like alarm clock. Wake up, sugar cakes.
Oh, dude.
Time to rise and shine. Oh, let me lick that scratch, baby. But you gotta get out of bed for that to happen. I'll meet you in the bathroom after you poop.
I might actually be productive if I woke up to that.
Yeah, that's your alarm. Oh.
Except for my poops are at 11 usually.
Well, you get them timed out. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm weird like that. And then if I skip one, it's usually just 11 the next day.
Really?
Wow, you go full day?
You just wait the whole day?
Well, I
Wow.
don't do it on purpose.
Your body does?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Just locked in at 11 o'clock.
Every once in a while it skips, and when it does, it's like,
I
He's
used
a
to just
railroader.
go to the bathroom, and that would be my place of solace, especially when my kids were younger.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I gotta poop. My wife would be like, again? I'll be like, yeah, again. I need to shut a door and lock it.
My wife can't
I'm
watch
sitting
this
here.
because I do that all the time. And when my son was little, and I'd be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And straight up, she'd be like, again? What is wrong? Are you okay?
yeah, something's not right,
Man, it's
yeah.
a lot of fiber today, dude.
It's every day.
I don't think she watches this.
Yeah, she does not watch our podcast. Note to everybody.
I know
Our
my
wives say
girlfriend
this.
gives no shits about
Yeah.
it. She watches nothing.
It just gets you out of the house for a while, so she loves it. This
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, oh, you got a podcast thing tonight? Oh, sweet.
Oh, shoot. Bye.
All right, well,
Well, sweet.
we good? Cool.
Yeah, we can wrap it
I think I'm gonna
dude.
go try to take a power nap as old man before I
Oh,
start.
really?
Same, bro.
I think so. It's either that or start drinking. So I should probably try to lay down.
Well, you started me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, our friend at Vintage Vinyl started me.
No, I'm good.
I'll do another bush light.
No, I don't have any more bank clips, but
Hell yeah, I'll do.
He'll do a bush.
I'm good for now. I'm gonna try to get a 20-minute power nap.
Well, thanks again, man.
Yeah, thank
Awesome.
you. Really appreciate it.
appreciate
My
it big
man,
time.
dude.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Appreciate it.
much.
Catch Royal Bliss. Well, go check out the dates. We're going to Wendover next.
Yeah.
That's the next one. Well,
February
no,
6th.
Actually, we're going to First Nash next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
Right
Wendover.
over there in a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
Man, try not to get anybody pregnant tonight.
I'll try not to. Jesus. Thank you so much for allowing us to come in here.
yeah, good.
What do I owe you for the beer?
You don't owe me a damn thing.